Hey, so this is more freestyle Qigong practice. Qigong is a Chinese word. It translates to English as life energy cultivation. So the purpose of Qigong is to cultivate your life energy, as in to try and facilitate, feeling good physically. Sort of similarly, how yoga has a similar purpose. It's a lot like yoga, in my opinion. It's a little like dancing, but it's Chinese instead of Indian. Um, so yeah, so that's that. Try any or all this at your own risk. Um, if you've not seen this before, what I do, so this is different than regular Qigong in the sense I call it Freestyle Qigong. It may be my own invention in the sense of the key difference is rather than doing sets of movements, sets of sort of formulaic movements, you're using principles and moving in accordance with those principles in ways that feels good to you. So, and I jokingly also refer to it as American Freestyle Qigong because in the same spirit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I think is a little silly, I don't know. But that's just my own opinion. I'll make a video about that some other time. But yeah, anyway, I'll get started. And again, being freestyle, sometimes I go for a short amount of time. Sometimes I go for longer than a short amount of time. So, and I'll tell you the principles right now are like gentle stretching, gentle strengthening, breathing deeply, relaxation, slow, smooth, constant movement. Don't lock your knees out. Always be a little bit bent. And I did the camera a little bit different right now. So, for example, I'm bent about halfway down on my knees. And again, if you bend your legs, you use your quads, and that does gentle strengthening. I'm not squatting 300 pounds, but bending down, gentle strengthening. I'm not sure if it'll work better this way, but I'm gonna try it. So here's some stretching, gentle stretching. And also I did Aikido for a decent amount of years. I still do it occasionally, but so some of what I do with this is taken from Aikido warm-ups. I've done Tai Chi for about a little over a year and Qigong for a little over the year, formally. So some of this is sort of evolved from that. But, so, and the keys are to, be moving and do what feels good. If something feels good, try it, do it. Eventually, I'd love to get a setup where I can record myself from my head and my toes and post those, because right now you're getting a limited view, and I'll just tell you what I'm doing as I do this. I like this one a lot. This is actually taken from this is I think a pretty traditional movement in Qigong, but yeah, I was bending my legs, stretching my neck, and let's say I don't do that. Let's say I do this. Oh. Or I do this. All sorts of options. Oh. There's a quote I like. Quote, and the quote is, "Clear thinking requires courage and intelligence." I've seen it misquoted as, "Clear thinking requires courage rather than intelligence." But the quote is by Thomas Sauss, a psychiatrist who died in 2012. Clear thinking requires courage and intelligence. So, you gotta know some stuff, you gotta be intelligent, and you gotta use courage. And what is courage? I think another good word for courage is like grit. I think grit's a good. If you're gonna have one synonym, I think grit's pretty close. I'm just rotating my hips. So yeah, sometimes I talk about certain things while I do this. So I'm basically moving and talking, trying not to look too silly. But yeah, I have 100 or some other amounts of videos, and I have another channel called The Perfect Universe, where in this channel it's evolved, and it's evolved. So I'm gonna mostly try to basically the videos where I just sort of stand or sit there and talk about some issue I care about. I'm mostly going to try to post to other channel, A Perfect Universe. But for the sake of organization, I've been doing these Freestyle Qigong videos where I talk and do Freestyle Qigong, which again is life energy cultivation. And I do this for me and for you. Like right now I'm moving. I'm trying to cultivate my own life energy. Just as, metaphorically, if you're cultivating a garden, you're picking the weeds, you're watering the plants, you're picking the fruits, picking the vegetables, tending to it. This is, so I'm trying to tend to myself right now. Trying to do something that's good for me. And again, with this, you could mirror me, again, at your own risk, or you could, utilize the principles to do your own thing. Or maybe I'll inspire you to go find a place to do Qigong or Tai Chi locally, wherever you're at on Earth. But, yeah, with that being said, so, I'll also sometimes I like to stretch before I go to sleep. So again, sometimes for, both my benefit and yours, that's my intention. I'll post videos of, before sleep stretching before sleep stretching sessions. They're similar to this Qigong, but they're different because they're more exclusively just trying to sort of stretch. Because I find that's what feels best for me before sleep. So that's with this channel, the Freestyle Qigong and the before sleep stretching are primarily what I'll post. I may post some other things here, but again, if you want to hear me talking and pontificating specifically, then you should check out the channel The Perfect Universe and subscribe there. And I'll tell you, I'll give you a sample of what I tend to talk about. I'll talk about psychiatric injustices, psychiatric slavery, the ideas of Thomas Sowell, the ideas of Aubrey de Grey, what Aubrey de Grey is doing, the SENS Foundation, things related to radical life extension, things related to banning civil commitment psychiatric holds and the insanity defense, things related to novel technologies, things related to life enrichment, things related to abolishing poverty. Did I say that? I'm not sure. Book reviews, music reviews, author reviews. So, that's a little bit of it. Anyway, just check it out. Ooh. Anyway, this feels nice for me doing this. I mean, it just feels good for me. That's why I do it, partially. I do it for you, I do it for me. Oh. I'm going to end it right about there. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Share this video with others. Watch my other videos. And have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, whenever you may be.